Hey folks, welcome back. Ladies and germs, ladies and everyone. This is Ground Zero Salem, and I, as always, am your host, Pat. Right now, we're listening to a demos compilation, 4 songs, 2 separate demos, from a band called, see if I get this right, Necrofulgurate. They were from the LA area, it looks like. That's where this was recorded. This was put out by Flesh Vessel Records, who I'll be talking about on this update. Brandon, from this Austin, Texas-based label, was kind enough to send me a sampling of their wares. So I have 3 cassettes, 1 CD, and an EP LP, Maxi LP, Maxi EP, whatever, a 7-song, 12-inch to talk about. So why don't we start off talking about this fine CD that's playing in the background. This is Necrofulgurate. We just have a simple digipack there, and what we have is some very reverb-soaked, kind of echoey, distant-sounding, very guttural vocals. Kind of falls in with that sort of cavernous thing that a lot of bands have done recently. The music itself is way more primal than a lot of that stuff that's just straight up aping Incantation or Immolation or bands like that. There's something really, really fucking kind of feral and vicious about it. Even though it does have sort of doomy passages, it does kind of feel a little bit on the ethereal side here and there. Very tomb-like, and it's excellent. The riffs are really good. It's a little bit on the sloppy side, a little bit on the unprofessional side, I guess, and I kind of dig that about it. Sorry about the air quotes, those are obnoxious. So yeah, I would recommend checking this out if you like that kind of stuff, if you like any of the modern old school death metal stuff that's come out on Dark Descent and labels like that. This is sort of along the lines of a lot of those bands, but a little bit more stripped down and basic and vicious, demo level. Scope it out. Obviously, I'm going to put links to all the stuff so you can check it out for yourself. Next, we've got a band that I got a record of, or a tape of last year, which is Uttertomb from Chile. And I liked the last release that they had, which was released on Caligari. And this record is came out around the same time. It's kind of confusing. Hold on one second. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is the one that I got last year. This is Necrocentrism, the Necrocentrist. And these are songs that were recorded in 2011, or written in 2011 rather, and recorded in 2016 and 2017, with one additional song that wasn't written in 2011 during the period that this was recorded. I think this is essentially a re-recorded demo, basically. And it sounds great. It's along with their countrymen in Unos Bresleiken Kulten and Totenkorps. You know, it's that sort of really filthy, kind of polluted, dark death metal stuff that Chile is known for, as well as a bunch of other styles. So then you've got this. This is the release on Flesh Vessel. This is Uttertomb Sempiternal. Nice blue cassette, blue shell there. Folds out. I'll give you guys a closer view with the clip I put in right around here. And this is also great. This seems a little bit more cleaned up, which is makes me question when exactly this was recorded as opposed to this. The same vocalist, who I think just goes by initials, according to my internet research. It's like SS or something, guitarist, singer. Vocals aren't quite as guttural on this. They're a little bit more understandable, and the songwriting, although it's kind of that pondering, filthy, scary, labyrinthine death metal stuff, is a little bit more tasty, a little bit tighter in the riff department. But at any rate, I can't get enough of stuff like this, and I recommend it. So we got Uttertomb from Chile on cassette there. And this is Vitreous, with Chance of Deprecation. They're a Spanish black metal band. Cool smoky shell with some nice, unique printing on it. Another pretty simple fold-out J-card, but looks good, does the job. This is a kind of a two-parter as far as how I feel about it. I like it a lot. As most of you know that watch the channel, I'm not certainly not an expert on a lot of black metal, you know. But there's the fast parts, the fast passages on this particular tape do seem to me to be very similar to the classics that I'm familiar with, you know, Dark Throne, Immortal, stuff like that. It's got that really blasting, icy tremolo picking. Really well done. The riffs themselves have great hooks. It's when they slow down and go into slower passages that things get a little bit different. It's really not your typical, to my ears anyway. I'm not an expert on this stuff, but it doesn't seem like your typical kind of atmospheric black metal kind of thing. There's some weird shifts and some odd melodies going on that it's not the easiest thing for me to describe verbally. But they seem to have something unique going on to me, anyway. I'm sure I could be corrected. For all I know, this is a fucking Deathspell Omega ripoff band. I wouldn't know because I don't listen to Deathspell Omega. What's really cool is the last song on here has like a really sort of a subdued acoustic outro, and it reminds me more of something out of like a 70s prog song, like a King Crimson kind of deal, as opposed to your typical sort of Ulver, forest worship, medieval kind of thing, which I love, but it's cool to hear something different. That's on the song Inoculate Sabbath. So, you know, people that are serious black metal heads, check this out. Let me know if I'm off base or not, but I think it's a great tape. I've spun it numerous times, hanging out down here, doing my thing, playing Nintendo, as I've been doing a lot lately. But yeah, Vitreous, Chance of Deprecation. They are from Spain, I did mention that. Yeah. Then we have Atavisma, On the Ruins of a Fallen Empire. Another fine cassette. This one has the cassette label on the shell there. So Atavisma are from France, it looks like. And they're another, you know, really dismal, doomy kind of death metal band. Very pillar-dish vocals. It's got that non-conventional songwriting kind of structures going on. If you're looking for verse, chorus, verse kind of thing, that's not really happening with this. Definitely follows along the dark path of incantation, bands of that ilk. However, I feel like they're taking a little bit of a different approach with riff structures. There's on the second song, Amid the Ruins, on this, 2 songs again, there's a little bit of a trade-off that's almost kind of fun. It almost reminds me of like something that like a 70s band like Thin Lizzy would do, or even a modern like stoner doom band would do, but in the context of being incredibly brutal and foreboding and not fun at all. I'll put a clip of it just to explain what I'm talking about, but excellent dark death metal, great stuff, good stuff to go to spelunking to, and check them out. This just feeds into my stuff I like immediately. When I spoke to Brandon, I believe through Facebook, he was like, well, what stuff would you like to check out? You know, he sent me a link to the website, and I was like, well, I'm obviously gonna like Wulfskol. It's called Hellshock. It's got that font, that shock font. It's used on all kinds of punk and metal records. I knew that it was probably going to sound like Motorhead and Venom, and I was not disappointed. However, there's a little bit more going on than that. There seems to be, along with those kind of influences, a big Danzig and Misfits influence. There's a lot of woeing. A la the Misfits, that's done really well executed, and it's just raw enough in the recording and lo-fi enough where stuff kind of feels like it's maxing out ever so slightly. It gives it a real sense of intensity, a sense of urgency. There's also it's also nice because similarities to bands like Midnight or Chapel notwithstanding, there's a bit more going on with them. They have, like I said, a pronounced, as well as Misfits with the woeing, and kind of a Danzig influence as well. I've noticed like a bunch of really great like Eerie Von sort of pinch harmonics in there. There's a certain amount of swagger and almost verging on bluesiness, although like 5th generation down the line mutated bluesiness a la Danzig, that bands like the aforementioned bands like Midnight and Chapel don't really fuck with. This is great, man. Sometimes I really just want to rock out. I want to drink a beer. I want to shake my fist. So that's great for this. Shake my proverbial fist. Finally, we've got an LP. And what an LP it is. Ars Magna Umbrae. 7-song EP through Lunar Gateways. This is one of the nice things about running a channel, a metal YouTuber channel, and people being kind enough and complimentary enough to want to hear what I have to say about their music. I often give shit like this a wide berth because I like shit simple as far as my entertainment goes, what I enjoy musically. You know, I'm more into just like give me tombs, give me, you know, zombies, give me guys with wolf heads on fucking motorcycles. You know, give me songs about Satan and beer. You know, for hardcore, give me songs about fucking hating society. Like, I don't know, I'm kind of curmudgeonly and narrow-minded in a lot of ways, and I'm not afraid to admit that. So all the stuff involving lunarscapes and the cosmos and shit like that, I'm just kind of like, if I want that in my you know, in my diet, so to speak, I would probably read a book on it and not really listen to it. Having that mentality is kind of dumb. And what I'm kind of stabbing at here is that this record is great, and I probably wouldn't have checked it out if it wasn't sent to me by from Brandon, so thank you. It comes on a nice smoky marble, by the way. Center labels there. The music, and the reason why I'm so glad this came across my doorstep a few weeks ago, it's black metal. You know, it has a lot of the tropes and trappings of your average kind of black metal band. A lot of blasting and kind of high-pitched vocals, the same kind of speed. But when it breaks into slower parts, when it breaks into quieter parts, it's when it really shines. Here and there, they use those kind of noisy breaks that a band like Portal would use. Again, I'm sure there's a gazillion other black metal bands that also kind of do that with the kind of noisy, staticky guitar stuff. I just don't listen to a lot of stuff like that. But this band, Ars Magna Umbrae, uses it very tastefully, and it really kind of splits everything up in the songs. This is a short EP. It's probably 20-25 minutes, and it feels longer than that, in a good way. They say so much and do so much in such a short amount of time. Also, there's some beautiful female, kind of haunting, dare I say angelic, sort of operatic vocals on it that really really bring out a lot more mood, you know, a lot more atmosphere. And that's great. You know, this I've spun at least a dozen times since I've gotten it, maybe more. I don't, and that's saying that I don't hang out down here and listen to music more than like twice a week, because that's all I really have time for with family stuff. So definitely have flipped this and spun this at least 3 times in a row on a few occasions. Very, very good stuff. I have it right here. Just for your information, this band is from Poland, and this came out in 2017 on Flesh Vessel. I think Flesh Vessel, they have a ton of tapes out. They've obviously put out a CD as well. They might be new to the vinyl game. I'm not absolutely sure. They're a new label. It looks like they've been around since 2016 out of Austin, Texas. So this LP is definitely quality. If you're a vinyl head and you sounds like it might be interesting to you, I recommend picking it up and supporting Brandon. And I'd like to thank him for sending me all this great free music, all of which I enjoyed immensely. So thanks for stopping by. As far as news or anything that's up with me, it is summertime. There's a lot going on. I'm doing a lot of little day trips with the family, working a bunch of extra shifts. That's why you haven't seen me quite as frequently lately. But I'm going to be doing a few more videos. I've got a few other things planned. I've gotten a few things in the mail. As I've mentioned, I've slowed down with purchasing stuff. And I'd also like to catch up a little bit with like the Year of Our Lord things. I haven't done one of those in a while. And, you know, my record collection stuff, going through the LPs. So that's enough blathering and blabbering for now. CD just ended, appropriately enough. I hope everyone has a great week, and I will see you folks soon. Thank you for commenting and subscribing. Peace out.